Hired talent, speakers, and entertainers. As an event planner, you'll be responsible for securing and managing talent. These people and teams will be your presenters, speakers, entertainment, and even models. In many cases, especially when an event is one industry specific, much of the talent might come from the attendee pool. For example, if the event is an environmental symposium addressing wind turbine energy, the presenters will be specialists in the field who are part of the audience before and after their session. Conversely, the event you've been asked to plan might be a jazz concert in the park that's also a benefit for regional K-12 after-school programs. In this scenario, you need to identify 5 jazz groups who will each play for an hour, are popular, and whose fees fit within your budget. Whether the talent is paid or volunteered, you are hiring them. In this video module, we'll look at some of the ways to research and identify talent for your event and how to get what you want from the 16 major talent categories within your event budget. Artists. For the purpose of this discussion, we are dividing this category into 2 segments and separating out performance artists into specific categories of their own. If you need artists for your event, they will either be exhibiting their art or creating it on site for an audience. If the event is an art workshop, you may want to source the area colleges, universities, and even high schools for art instructors and talented students who can both demonstrate and teach art techniques as well as earn money and academic credits for doing so. This is more economical than the other alternative, which would be to identify world-class artists in a variety of disciplines who are willing to teach and demonstrate to your attendees for a fee which could be quite high. To source artists for your event, you can perform an internet search of regional schools, associations of teaching artists, and browse by category, sculpture, woodwork, jewelry, oil painting, for example, in the many directories of artists worldwide that can help you connect with the artists you're interested in hiring. Auctioneers. If your event is or includes an auction, it is well worth your investment to hire a skilled and experienced auctioneer. These people have the ability to dramatically increase interest in and attendance at auction events because they are fantastically fun to watch and listen to, and notorious for elevating the energy and bidding quality and quantity. If you have ample resources in your event budget, your search for an auctioneer should start with the National Auctioneers Association and a number of other online databases of auctioneers for hire. If, on the other hand, you have limited resources, contact your county or state fair management office and find out what auctioneers they have in their Rolodexes. Chances are they can connect you with someone who has talent and experience but might be retired or just taking on select pet projects for a small fee or even pro bono for a charity. Audience participation. One of the most famous types of audience participation entertainment is the comedy hypnotist, but there are quite a few styles of audience participation entertainment, including murder mysteries, mock weddings, game shows, casino parties, virtual reality interactive games, and illusionists who use their audience members in their skits. Almost any type of live entertainment can involve audience participation, as can educational programs that involve demonstrations and Q&A sessions. Audience participation artists don't have an umbrella association. So identify what type of performance you want to incorporate, then search under the category with the keywords audience participation. If your budget is tight, ask the drama and speech departments at area schools if they have instructors or students who have AP talent. Caricatures and silhouettes. There are hundreds of sites online for caricature and silhouette artists, both talent agencies and individuals. Some sites, like Gigmasters, have these artists databased by region. These sites list the artist's pay range, years in the business, any specialties they have, and most have references. Some charge by the hour, others by the day, and rates vary enough to fit almost any budget. Circus and variety performers. These artists are more than clowns. They perform fire eating and other fire acts, stilt walking, juggling, puppetry, acrobatics, trapeze routines, balloon sculpting, hula hoop dancing, sword swallowing, and much more. To find talent in this category, search by specialty for individual talent or on sites such as AmericanYouthCircus.org or CircusDirectory.net, which list individuals and groups by specialty. Comedians and improv. If you do an internet search on Comedian Association, it will return a number of organizations including such specialties as Christian comedy and those who focus on everything from economics to politics. Most comedians work through agencies which can readily be found under the category of stand-up comedian agency. When booking a comedian, make sure you familiarize yourself thoroughly with their routine and that they are appropriately on topic for your audience and use acceptable language. Agencies should provide you with links to videos of the prospect's routine and a list of their topic categories and approach. Dancers. Dancers may be entertainers or instructors for events. As with other artists, you may be able to find excellent talent through colleges, universities, and dance academies, even regional dance school instructors and their pupils. If you have an extensive budget for dance entertainment, there are numerous talent agencies representing choreographers and dancers in ballroom, jazz, aerobic, ballet, hip-hop, break, and belly dancing, and much more. Disc jockeys. Most radio station jocks are available for hire. Depending on the size of their following, may be expensive or quite pricey. If you hire a local radio DJ for an event, you are likely to get, as a bonus, quite a lot of free publicity on his or her station. You can also find dozens of talented DJs who specialize in different musical styles in the Yellow Pages listings of most cities. Additionally, most countries have DJ associations and can help you find appropriate DJs for your event. Cautionary note. Make sure the DJ you hire will play only the style you've contracted for and will follow your guidelines about audience requests. You may not want your attendees to change the mood of your event by leading the DJ off your intended track through requests. Green screen photography. Although green screen photography falls easily under the category of audience participation, it deserves a shout out as a standalone talent for events. Green screen photography allows your guests to have a photograph taken that makes it look as if they're wing walking on an airplane, winning a gold medal at the Olympics, posing with stars, or have been on the cover of a magazine, and pretty much anything else you can think of. In most cases, you can submit the photographs into which your guests will be integrated. If you can't find a green screen service through an internet search, contact a few regional photographers where the event will be held. They should be able to refer you to someone in the area who you can fit into your plans and budget. Note, this attraction can be a money maker for the event, as your attendees may be happy to pay for the service and prints. Impersonators. There are two relatively easy ways to find impersonators. Look through the talent listings on sites like Gigmasters or Google impersonator plus the name of the individual you want impersonated, Elvis or Cher, for example. When selecting an impersonator, follow this rule of thumb. Good impersonators are expensive and well worth it because your guests will know they're not the real thing but won't quite be able to believe it. And bad impersonators are inexpensive but actually more of a comedy act than true impersonation talent. Magicians and mimes. Although these folks could fall into the audience participation and circus-style performer categories respectively, they have long been established as distinct talents. To identify talent in these categories, many have specialties, contact the various associations, organizations, and societies that exist for each. Most working magicians and mimes belong to at least one of these organizations, and their specifics and rates are available through them. Models. If you Google modeling agency, the big ones come up first. Agencies representing the likes of Elle Macpherson and Iman. If you need a superstar model for an event, start here or go to an individual model's website for contact information on the agency that represents her or him. This rule also applies to star animal talent. These talented stars may be well out of your price range for most events, so Google event models to access agencies that specialize in providing affordable talent for trade shows, brand launches, and the like. You may also want to contact local modeling schools for talent on a budget. Always verify that the agency is legitimate, as some questionable businesses bill themselves as modeling agencies. Musicians and singers. Booking musicians and singers is not for the faint of heart because there are so many considerations. What type of music, band, group, or individual, budget, venue for their performance, etc. That said, if you know who you want, you can go to their site and find out who represents them. And if you don't know who you want, search the music style plus agency to get started. Most agencies represent a wide range of talent and can advise you on who will best fit your needs and budget. If you want to use local talent for a local event but don't know who is out there, call around to the regional bars that host live music. They'll fill you in on what's current available and how to make a booking contact. Officiates or officiants are people who lead ceremonies. They can be justices of the peace, chaplains, ministers, notaries, and even your best friend, or they may be people who specialize in being masters of ceremonies or MCs. Depending on the nature of your event, you can find these individuals through places of worship, business yellow pages, regional service groups, and the DJ listings for any area. Many DJs are also MC talents. There are also many regional Toastmaster organizations that connect you with talented MCs. If you are on a tight budget, contact the speech and debate departments of area universities. Their instructors and star pupils may moonlight as MCs. Speakers and speaker bureaus. Professional speakers may be politicians, authors, journalists, explorers and adventurers, etc. Speakers with star power are typically affiliated with speakers bureaus who broker their services. Professional speakers make up to $250,000 or more per performance in some cases. The International Association of Speakers Bureaus is a good place to start navigating your way through bureaus, many of which specialize in certain genres of speakers. If you know you are looking for a motivational speaker, or an athlete who speaks out about their life and sport, or an ex-military strategist, etc., you can Google Speakers Bureau plus that discipline to narrow your search. The ideal situation is to know exactly who you want and that you can afford them, but that is not always the case. It is likely, however, that the bureau representing your wish list speaker can find you a suitable replacement within your budget. Team building. Team building coaches are often motivational speakers as well. This category is a bit challenging to search on because there are no defined associations of team builders. Here are the keywords for finding talent in this area of specialty: corporate team building, executive coach, team building coach, motivational speaker, team building expert, keynote speaker plus team building, life coach plus team building, etc. In large communities, you should be able to find these professionals through the Convention and Visitors Bureaus. Also investigate team building retreats and programs, many of which can bring their services to you or contract out their talent. The Internet is a tremendous resource for finding talent for hire. The more you know about what specifically you are looking for, the more keywords you can add to your search to narrow it down. That said, don't underestimate the value of calling around to regional businesses of all types, including your venue and suppliers, to ask them who they've worked with, seen, and can recommend. Sometimes the very best talent for hire relies on word of mouth for bookings. Regardless of who you contract with, always make sure you've seen their work live or on video, and that you are confident that they are well suited to your audience. There is no place for assumption in hiring talent.